Oh man, it was great. I mean, listen, man, Kevin was absolutely committed to what he was doing. It's like what dreams are made of, man. They blew the lid off the second season. It's absolutely amazing. There he is.
There I am. Yeah, I forgot to turn my camera on. Here we are.
What's up, Sean? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great because I'm speaking to you. It's a real honor to get to talk with you today.
Righto. Back at
So
you.
well, thank you so much. Well, kicking things off with the absolute basics for people that are first hearing about the movie Guns Up, how would you describe the movie and your character in the film?
Well, it's definitely an action comedy movie. You know, it's kind of keeping the family together and also coming up with some really deep family secrets, as we know. And my character, I just kind of help to facilitate the action. I'm not too intimidated by my foes. I am careful. And I come up with some really heavy artillery.
So as you just said, in the movie, everyone has secrets and you're kind of always waiting for those twists, turns, and reveals. And even in the movie, your character kind of has a little bit of a mystery of like, which side is he on? Did he betray someone? Is he backing them? What's kind of going on here? How did you approach playing a character that kind of has that ambiguity while keeping the audience guessing?
You know what? Because I don't tip it, because I've learned in life that there are people that you deal with, and it's like, okay, what's, I've dealt with people, it's like, you just don't know what side they're on, so I kind of take that and incorporate that into my character. And I mean, for me, it works because, I'm not going to tip people to like, okay, who is this guy? But honestly, I don't think about that as I'm approaching and facilitating the work. I just kind of do it and just let the character speak for itself. And then you just kind of see the progress of where this character goes with his actions, with his words. And finally you say, oh, okay, so he is a good guy.
So in the movie, you work with Kevin James and Christina Ricci, who are both known for working in very different types of roles. What was it like working with them in an action setting like this?
Oh, man, it was great. I mean, listen, man, Kevin was absolutely committed to what he was doing. He really worked at choreographing a lot of his stuff because he needed to. Man, Christina was the bomb. She was like totally like, she was hands on. She was like ready. It's like if I was gonna be hanging out with some girl 3, 4 in the morning and something went down, that's the girl I'm gonna be hanging out with because you know what? I'm just gonna step back. I'm gonna let her take care of it. And she had some of the biggest secrets in this movie.
So Kevin James is known for his comedy. Did he bring any of that humor to the set, even in the middle of the tense action sequences?
I think definitely in a natural way, because I think with this character, it's really not about being funny, but it's being put in that situation and how you try to navigate through it and out of it. And I believe in doing that, he came across funny, but also dangerous too. You understand? Because
right.
It wasn't solely about being funny, because again,
right.
you're dealing with all these bad people and all this action going on around you. So again, he was totally committed to that. But like I said, it's just situation, his persona. Yeah, some things are funny. And his chemistry with Christina was great, because it's like, wait, what? You're what? So not to give too much away, but
even as you're watching it, like you said, some of the natural comedy that comes out of it as each of them realizes things about the other person, and you get just very organic humor out of that.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you're my wife, and I didn't know that. Hello.
What you touched on this just a little bit, but at the end of the movie, you really get in on the action and get to use some pretty fun weapons. Tommy gun, missile launcher. How fun was it to get to go full action hero for that little sequence in there?
Oh yeah. So you know what? It's like what dreams are made of, man. It's like I got these tools here, and I finally get to use them. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shooting off a Tommy gun is pretty good, but you really got to know what you're doing. You understand? And even though you're just shooting blanks, blanks could still be dangerous. And being able to shoot off a bazooka, that is pretty hardcore. But like I said, listen, I had some of the best people helping me to handle these weapons and keep everybody safe, keep myself safe. And the most important part was, at the end of the day, everybody went home. Nobody got burnt. Nobody got hurt. And it all looked beautiful. And it all came out beautiful in the edit. And here I am talking to you.
Do you approach action roles differently than dramas or comedies? This one kind of combines all three of those together. Or is it kind of the same process for you?
Listen, I just show up. Like, you read the script, and you just know that this guy is a pretty badass, And in knowing that, you just show up and it's like, yeah, whatever, let's go. And well, no, that's not right. It's not, yeah, whatever. But it's like, you know what? I am a pretty badass dude. You don't know what side of the fence I'm playing in this role. I'm giving you something to think about. And at the end, you know what? I just come out with it all. So it's like all these different levels of seeing how this character just picks it up and picks up the pace, and how he ends up in the middle of this crazy ass shootout war at the end. And it's like, wow, I did that. So, my approach to it is I just show up and do my thing.
So in this last year, you've been in Guns Up, Havoc, and Axel F, 3 action movies, which I love action movies. So it's been a lot of fun to see you pop up these types of movies. But is this a genre you specifically wanted to lean into more, or is it just that's where the opportunities lined up?
I think the question is, the answer to that is both. It's sometimes you gotta go with how the stars lined up for you, and that's what happened. Like Havoc. Oh my God, that was a crazy intense action, and then doing Guns Up. Doing Guns Up was fun because it was. Like Havoc was really dramatical, crazy. Guns Up was crazy, dramatical, but it was fun. It was funny. It had its really cool moments to it, And so, like I said, sometimes it's just how it lines up, and it's the opportunity, and like I said, I got a good experience out of working with Kevin James and Christina and Melissa, so Leo.
So you've been a part of like so many iconic films across the decade. Even as I was prepping this interview, I was like, man, what a filmography. Is there a role that's like closest to your heart after all these years?
Actually, yes. It actually was a TV show. It was a TV show, and it was called Cold Black. And I play a senior trauma nurse. And it was close to my heart because, working on the show and dealing with all the traumas of people that come in, emotionally, it's mind blowing. You just really take it all in, and here you are working on a show that you're trying to save someone's life, and you want them to go home to their family, and sometimes the reality sets in that this person is not going to make it out of this trauma. And I really not only cared about the patients, but also all the nurses and doctors, the characters, and how we have to show how we care and our work in that medical field in that type of environment. So that show really impacted me as a human being.
And looking back at your career, once again, you've worked with so many of the greatest directors of all time. What's something you've learned working with so many talented people that's kind of stuck with you?
Just always show up ready. Be humble. Be a giver. Be ready to learn. Be a damn good listener. And, just compliment the people that you work with.
And one final kind of question for you. My wife, daughter, and I have been rewatching Wednesday over the last little bit in preparation for the new season. And so it's just, first off, thank you for being a part of a show that, has brought my family together to be able to watch something that we can all enjoy, put a smile on our face, in particular one that, my wife and I grew up watching the 90s films that I guess Christina was in as well. And then now my daughter is getting to join in. So first off, just thank you so much for being a part of something like that. Those TV shows that can bring us together, I just love those sorts of things. But then the question, can you tease just a little bit of what we should be excited about for season 2 of the show with obviously no spoilers?
Oh, my goodness. Well, the story that I tell everybody is like, after the first season came out, I went to the writers. I go, how are you going to outdo that first season? And I can tell you as a witness and as an active participant, they blew the lid off the second season. It's absolutely amazing. We have expanded on the cast, so there are going to be some really pleasant surprises. And the storyline, man, is amazing. I have to be as vague as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but let me tell you something. Everybody will be blown away. You're not going to be pleasantly surprised. You're going to be pleasantly blown away. It's that good of a show.
Awesome. I love to hear it. And as I said, thank you so much for being a part of something that's anytime I can bring my family together, those are just the special times for me that we can enjoy it cross-generationally.
That's so important. That's so important, because nowadays it's like, I must say that in the world that we live in nowadays, and young people and even adults, and dealing with all these phones and stuff, it's like we kind of have lost some of that family structure to this technology. And it's nice, like you said, to be able as a family sit down, watch something together, laugh together, ooh together, all that stuff. And so I'm glad that this show had done that for your family and for many other families out there.
So thank you so much for your time. My wife and I watched Guns Up last night, and we both had a good time with it. That's just our kind of like late night, date night movie. So you put a smile on our face, and it's been an honor to be able to speak with you today.
Thank you, brother. Have a good day, Sean.
You too.
I love your studio, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It took me a while to figure out how to get it right, but finally I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool.